Wow, with the season premiere of season 2 of Andor releasing the first few episodes last night, wow, I am still on cloud 9. This was such an incredible start to a season. And if these 3 episodes are any indicator, like the last season, where the first few episodes only really started getting things going and were good, and then things really got going in a really fantastic fashion, I'm so excited for this season, what's to come, because this was such a wonderful kickoff to this second season. Now, here are 5 fantastic facets I found of these first few episodes. The first of which is just even the visuals. Pretty much everything about the visuals, let's be honest. There's so much. Of course, just like the first season, there were the incredible, just the visual aesthetic, a lot of, even just the things, whether it's where Bix and Brasso are with all the, things that you feel like you could touch that are straight out of A New Hope in the 1970s, much like in season 1 with Idri's apartment. You really felt we were in the same universe, same time, and wow. But more importantly, quite specifically, I'm really thinking about the colors in the visuals. This really comes quite clearly through on Chandrila, where we have such vibrant, brilliant colors on the clothing, things all around. But it's not only on Chandrila, as the planet where Brasso and Bix are, just even seeing sort of the wheat fields or whatever the grain is that they're growing. It's such lovely visuals as we see those grains. Really, just from a purely visual perspective, wonderful. Very easy on the eyes. The second facet I found fascinating and fantastic was the camera work. I really loved it was nice camera work on this planet where Bix and Brasso were, but really especially on Chandrila. There's this one particular shot where we see Mon Mothma walking around in the preparations for the wedding, and it is just superbly done. Something that I didn't notice, but I saw that Ryan Airy mentioned was,
I want you to notice the camera movements in these scenes. Like we start on a shot of a windmill, a staple of westerns like Once Upon a Time in the West. But the camera is always moving across this landscape or in the store, as if to just give us a massive sense of scale. Whereas on the jungle planet, the camera is almost always stationary to give us a sense of claustrophobia.
So that's even a further fantastic facet of all this. And something I don't know whether this is a camera work thing or a visuals thing, but even just when Mon Mothma is consoling her daughter, look at these colors here. The sadness, the muted blues, but not too dark, by the way. Not too dark where it's just a dark room. It's clearly muted, it's blue, it's sad, reflecting the character of the emotions going on in that room. Meanwhile, still having an eye towards, and whether the camera's focusing on Leida or focusing on Mon Mothma, there is over there's some glowing, sort of orangey, positive vibes going on over there. Wow, such incredible visuals, camera work, colors. Those 2 facets were absolutely fantastic. The third thing I have to talk about is the acting. I'm not really going to go into it. Fantastic acting, just like the first season. By the way, acting is on a TV show is not something to be taken for granted. We just think, oh, it's a great show, like it's got to be good, right? Look, I, for instance, really like the show Reacher. I like it a lot, but one thing that needs so much work is acting. Even with Alan Ritchson's, even some other characters, some other actors, there's definitely work that could be done there. So even a contemporary show that's pretty good, clearly that acting needs a lot of work. No work needs to be done here with Andor. Continues to be fantastic. Speaking of acting, Dedra, of course, Dedra, and also Cyril. By the way, I could really totally make a totally separate video just about Cyril. He doesn't have a lot of lines. He doesn't get a lot of attention focused on him, but this attention to detail where he even adjusts something on a plate, really incredible. Cyril is really such a fascinating character, even just these 3 episodes. But Dedra, maybe I need to go rewatch season 1 of Andor. Dedra, I didn't remember her as being such a calculating, strategic tactician, yet it clearly shines despite her lack of lines. It really, especially, here's 2 instances. The first of which is when Director Krennic comes over to her and says, I could read your face. Now, I don't know about you. When I heard that, I thought, what is he going to say to her? That it wasn't clear. I thought he was going to belittle her, something like that. No. He actually gives her a boost, gives her a compliment, hears her out, and then it's something that we didn't even need the Ministry of Enlightenment and their insights really to come into play. She nailed it. The other, of course, oh my gosh, what she does with Idri, fantastic, with Cyril's mom. She very quickly, very tersely, and very strategically tells her, this is what is going to happen. These are the terms. You want this relationship with your son. These are the ways it's going to happen, because I don't know about you. Idri is such kind of a grating character. She just talks, and you're like, ugh. And it was very clear, but Dedra, being reserved, holds back, and she just puts it out there. She's not there to put down Idri. She's just there to say, look, this is a deal. You're going to get these things from your son by doing these actions. You're going to think before you speak, and so forth. And she really gets compliance out of her. It is so superb. She doesn't even need to speak a lot. When she has spoken so far in these first few episodes, it has been really impressive. The fifth and final fascinating facet of these first few episodes for me was the storytelling. Storytelling throughout the first season of Andor was good. This was great. Really fantastic to see through this first 3 episode arc. Whether it's just that, those rebels on the planet where you just have Andor hold up, just waiting, whether it's the stuff going on Chandrila, whether it's the stuff going on with Dedra and Cyril, whomever else. But in particular, I really enjoyed the suspense, where, especially in that 3rd episode, we don't know when the Imperial folks, the troopers, this very creepy, rapey Imperial officer, and when we're going to see Cassian come through with this TIE plane, this TIE fighter of some sort. Really, when we first see that TIE fighter come through, I totally thought that was going to be Cassian. He's going to rain down fire. It wasn't. We have to wait for him and his timing to come through. The suspense as part of the plot, really, and the story of these first few episodes setting up what's to take place in the rest of the season has been so fantastic. And ultimately, I admittedly came to tears after watching this, because this is what Star Wars storytelling not only can, I want to say it should be, but this is what it can be. And wow. This is, this has been what we've been waiting for ever since that first season of Andor, and it's already good, these first few episodes, and I have only higher expectations as the season goes on, and I have had my expectations successfully achieved so far in these first few episodes, and I cannot wait what these following few weeks will bring for us, for the audience, for us Star Wars fans. And one of the great things, just going to throw in, one of the things I loved about Andor is that you don't even have to watch any Star Wars to watch, follow, like, appreciate that first season of Andor, and it seems so far even for this second as well. So thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.